Hi, Kinga. Hi, Hillel. My name is Marni Hughes, and I'm a soldier from Israel, from IDF. I injured in Gaza, and then I get a very beautiful drawing from you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm Israel-Hamas. Be strong.
What a moment. That was a letter from a kindergartner at a school in Israel. There are so many volunteers there right now, and they are driving the recovery efforts, and it's prompting some smiles, which we need as we are now more than a month into the war with Hamas. And one doctor canceled his surgeries to go there, to go over to help, and he is joining us now. You saw him in that video clip. Dr. Joseph Salama, emergency medical volunteer in Israel. He's also volunteered in Israel before. Thank you for being here. I think it's important that we start with your background and your personal connection to Israel, Doctor, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Well, as a Jew, we're all connected to Israel. I was born in Egypt and raised in Egypt, and we left in 1966 to the United States due to the anti-Semitism that was brewing in Egypt at the time. And thank God we came to the United States, where I was educated. I got my medical degree, and then I did an orthopedic residency, and I've been in private practice for the last 44 years. When the war occurred on October 7th, I was on vacation in Israel, and we had to go to the shelter. We're in Jerusalem, and I tried to volunteer at that time, and unfortunately there was significant chaos, and they didn't know how to do that. And upon my return to Israel, I belonged to the American Physician for Israel, and they were very kind to be able to assemble a group of physicians. They needed orthopedic physician and dermatologist, and 5 of us were able to go there after we gave them all of our credentials. I was with 2 dermatologists and 2 other orthopedic surgeons, and we were able to help the soldier and visit, and it was significant experience on my part, changed my life.
Yes, and we're seeing some of the time that you shared with these soldiers. Tell me about your interaction with them and some of the injuries that you were treating.
Well, when we were first taken to the hospital in southern Israel by the Gaza border, and the stories that we heard from the orthopedic physician and the physician that were there, told us when they got called to go to Israel, to go to the hospital, they left and they just drove. There was no immediate response because they were bringing people with cars, and the emergency room, the physician were just there taking care of the injured, and it was chaos. Then we were able to go to a military base where a commander who happened to be from Monsey, New York, told us that he was one of the first one going into the kibbutz where they were all, unfortunately, the massacre that occurred there. He was retrieving the body. Even they had cadaver dogs. The cadaver dog had to be pulled back due to the intense amount of decay that they were. It was horrific what he described, and it was just for us to do this. It was just a minimal that we can support them. It's incredible. We were able to go to bases where we were taught young physicians at the bases to deal with orthopedic injury and show them how to assess them. We had a great liaison who was taught us about military medicine. Obviously, military medicine is different than private practice, and we saw horrific injuries. Injury that include spinal cord injury, where individual became paraplegics, sciatic nerve injury, where they end up with a foot drop, and it was just absolutely number one. How they addressed them and how they treated them was incredible. When we were at Sheba Hospital, the chief of trauma spent time with us and showed us a commander who was on his tank who got shot. They had to put, unfortunately, tourniquet. The tourniquet times sometimes were too long. This this brave soldier continued to fight when he was taken to the hospital, where he asked the physician to save his leg so he can try to break the glass under the chuppah. Traditionally, when you get married, under the chuppah, which is a canopy, you break the glass. And he said that they tried to save his leg and they waited too long. Unfortunately, he went through different stages of his trauma. They were able to save his life. And he was so appreciative. And two beds down, there was another physician that lost his leg. They had psychiatrists. Other doctor could not bring his spirit up. This doctor went to talk to him, and his spirit soared again. It is unbelievable, the resiliency that we saw. It's just incredible.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.